Hey, my lovely Willow Vibes Tribe members. I'm Jessica from Willow Vines Intuitive Vibes, and I am here to do a collective message. Today is, I wasn't even going to say that, but today is Friday, July 7th, 2023. If you care to know the date, don't know what time it is. It's around probably 9:30, 10 in the morning, something like that. But like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stick around. I hope you do stay. I would love it if you would. Whenever I say dates and times, it's significant because there's probably some predictive energy that's going to be coming through, which, you know, there's always predictive energy in readings, but it could be very significant. So that's why I say that. It's almost like a marker. You know what I mean? Like a bookmark in a page, or when you have those little tab things and it's like, all right, I got to remember this. I got to remember this. So I almost feel like when I say dates and times and stuff like that, that's what that's for. Whether it's just for me to go back, but I don't think that's it because I don't always go back on my readings, like and look through them. Could be for somebody else, like, oh, like I don't know. It might help somebody figure things out or something. Because I didn't really say dates and times. I did last year a little bit. And mainly this year, and I think it was after January is when I really started. It might have been in March. Yeah, it was around the time when my grandfather passed away is when I started doing little, I don't know, it was around that time when I started mentioning it more, but it was periodically, it wasn't every time. So it could be significant for some of you, or there's a significant date and time to some of you, whether it's a holiday or it's just like, well, you know, so-and-so passed on this date, and it's like, wow, it's making my head ring. Holy shit. I got a high-pitched noise in my ear right now. There's something significant. I don't know if it has to do with somebody passing, like a death anniversary, or your anniversary of whatever, when you connected with this person, whatever it is, but there's something, and oh my gosh, it's giving me a wicked bad headache. Like, I feel like there was just an explosion. Wow. Something's loud. Something's loud. That already happened, though. That's not coming up. Oh, I made my ear ring. That already happened. You know what's it's reminding me of? Whenever things from my past, incidences and stuff come up, it's for a reason, for one, but they're examples. It doesn't necessarily mean it has anything to do with that specific person or anything like that. It can sometimes, but only I will know that because, you know, it's my history, my life. But it usually comes up in public readings, general readings for other people as well, because there could be a similar incident. Because it made this ear ring really loud, like it was almost like a deafening sound and then this high-pitched noise, and it gave me a really bad headache, like up here, like that was loud. Okay, now I got two things popping in my head. I don't know. Okay, so where am I going to start with this? Because the first thing that popped in my head was because it sounded like a loud noise. So this could be history repeating itself, different faces, different places, because these two memories involve two different people. So I just heard, we're showing you this for a reason. We're showing you this for a reason, like two different people. So pay attention to patterns, because history will repeat itself if you allow it to. You know what I mean? So the first one was, there was someone from my past, it was a long time ago, who took a 45 and shot it right by my head, like literally, like right here. It was so close, and I was standing outside just having smoke and didn't even hear this person. You know, I didn't know what was going on, and we lived in like the woods and stuff like that. Like it was just more of a secluded area at the time, and he fired the gun, and that fucking thing is loud. I mean, especially right next to your ear, and that's what it did to me. It was like, oh my God, it scared the fucking crap out of me too. But it hurt my ear really bad. Everything always happens to this fucking ear, like for me at least, but it's like, I guess we're keeping the deafness on one side, which I'm not deaf, thank God, from all this crap, but I don't know, it reminded me of that. So there could be somebody who either experienced something similar or loud noises. There is someone in this energy where that probably didn't happen to them, but I'm being reminded, like, this is how messages come through, so just bear with me. There's someone who has been around loud noises for a long time. Like, it could be like a constant sound, and there's like a constant ringing or buzzing in their ear. Isn't that called, it's not tinnitus, is it? No, is it? I don't know. It's where you have that constant ringing. That's not spirit. That's like ear damage. It's damage to your eardrum. I don't have that. I mean, my eardrum got blown one time, but it's all healed and everything, and I don't hear it on the regular. You know what I mean? When spirit comes through, they remind me of things, and that's it. And it's quick. It doesn't last long. So don't think, like, if you have something like that going on, that is a health thing. It's an issue. That's not spirit. But there is someone who has been around loud noises, and they could have hearing issues because of it, or there's like a buzzing, high-pitched noise that they hear. There's also someone in this energy, this is somebody different, who, I don't know if they were in the service, like the military or something, or because it would have to do with like explosives. So either they were in the service, like active deployment at some point, and no matter when it was, no matter how old they are, or they work with fireworks because it's loud noises, and they didn't have ear protection at times, because usually if you're detonating bombs and shooting and whatever, even in the service, police officers, whatever, you have ear protection. Whoever this person is, there were times when these loud noises, these explosions, whatever, went off, or gunfire, and they didn't have ear protection. And it could have, like, been really friggin' loud, and, like, almost, like, ringing your head loud, like, that kind of thing. Like, wow, that really hurt. It's disorienting. So anyways, there's that in here somewhere. And then the other thing that popped in my head, like a memory, was when I got smacked and my eardrum got blown, because that literally sent a sound, because it blew my eardrum and sent a sound in my head, and it dropped me to my knees. It hurt so fucking bad. I don't know, why does it have to do history repeating itself? Different faces, different places. It's almost like, okay, because the way that I'm seeing it is, it doesn't matter about those two people. It doesn't matter about how it happened. Something similar could happen again. Especially if you deal with unhealthy individuals, because it's not making me think of like, oh, I'm just randomly out of place and, oh, this is loud and all that hurt. No, this was intentional. Something's intentional to cause fear or pain or something. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know, someone's actually happy when you're sad, or when you're in pain, or when you're upset. Because both those incidences were intentional. But one felt like, kind of like a joke. Like, oh, I didn't mean it. Both of them were, I don't mean it. But the other one, like getting slapped, was not, I don't know, it was a reaction. So there's one that was an action and one that was a reaction. Something like that. I don't know what the hell that's about. I don't know why it's coming up. I have stuff written down, and that's not where I was going to begin with this, but just pay attention to the warning signs with certain people, and the differences on their actions, and, you know, how they react to certain things, what they do, their intentions. Pay attention to someone's intentions, because if someone's going to do something, if they do something cruel, they're probably going to do it again, even if it's in a different form. That's pretty much the point I'm trying to make with this. So, like, dealing with a past person, an ex, you know, someone like that has caused harm to you, no matter what the harm is, even if they change their form of abuse, it's still abuse. Does that make sense? For some people. I'm not saying it has anything to do with me, but it's like, usually people always cycle back around. So it's like good, 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 bad. Oh my gosh, make my head ring again. People cycle back around. That's a loud noise. Something loud. Either that or someone's reliving something, because if you think about the past and a loud noise like that, or whatever caused the noise, there's PTSD there. Because you can have PTSD in a minor sense, a major sense. It's just basically going over and over and over in your mind about what had happened before, and sometimes you can be put back in that place. Oh my gosh. It's making me really tired. Like, I don't know how a noise could be so exhausting. I keep hearing explosion, explosion, explosion. So there's something to do with that. It could be something in the military. But anyways, as I sat down, I was doing this like in the back, and it reminded me of one of those air things to stoke the fire, like in a fireplace or something. And it's like fanning the fire, because you gotta give it oxygen so that it can, get bigger. I feel like, I don't know if this is passion or anger, because there's a fine line between the two, and fire can represent both. It can also represent action, but it's like fueling the fire. Someone's fueling the fire, which I did write down a while ago too, and I just read it last night. That wasn't it. Someone or something is fueling a fire. Gas on the fire. F around and find out. Mess with me and you'll see. Someone's very territorial. But regardless of that, so someone's fanning a fire. I feel like someone's passion is growing for another person, but I also feel like they're getting upset over something, no matter what it is. I also just heard musical influences. So there could be some type of musical influence where music does, like, I don't know, it changes your vibration, because you can really feel it. You feel music. So make sure that you're listening to happy shit and nothing that's gonna like send you over the edge, especially if you do deal with PTSD. Angry music and stuff like that can be detrimental. I don't know. There's something significant to do with music. Something to do with the flu as well. The flu. Maybe somebody got sick. Something to do with the flu. Musical influence. And anyways, whatever that means to you, it just has something to do with music. Is so significant in this energy. Don't get yourself pumped up. Calm thyself. Like, that's kind of what I'm feeling with this. Just listen to like kind of whatever soothes your soul. You know what I mean? Not revs it up. And then live and let live, love and let love. All in due time is what I wrote after that. So it's like, just live your life to the fullest and let other people live theirs, and love and let other people love. Like, it's okay to share love, but you need to accept it as well. So it's about balance, and just kind of going with the flow. But I don't know if those are song lyrics or not. They might be. And then when I was closing my eyes, I saw someone sitting on the front steps of their house. They were just sitting there. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if they were on a device or not, but they were just sitting on the front steps. The color yellow is significant, and evening, like, it's almost like after work hours, because it's still daylight. I mean, this time of year it doesn't get dark till almost 9 o'clock now, so I don't know what time it would be, but it's late afternoon, evening hours is what I was feeling. Evenings, just something to do with evening. Coming. And I drew a sun over that. Like, someone's headed someone's way, someone's showing up somewhere. I'm coming, don't worry, I'll be there. Like, something like that, but evening. And then ears ringing, and it happened in the reading. And then same old, same old. That's the patterns I was talking about. It's the same old shit all the time, on repeat. History will repeat itself. Nothing changes day in and day out. But I feel like that could be a message for whoever's sitting on the front steps, because that's what it looked like. And It's like nothing ever changes. Nothing ever changes. Because you got to make those changes for yourself. You can't just expect them to just show up on your doorstep. You know what, you know what I mean? Especially if your ass is planted on them. Get up and do something. But it's like there's a routine here. Someone does the same thing all the time, like day in and day out. It's just like nothing ever changes. It feels kind of monotonous. That's what it feels like. Someone needs to live a little. They need to live a little. So there's that. All right. So let's see. What's the overall energy for the collective? I just wanted to say happy Saturday. Today's Friday. It's not even Saturday. So maybe some of these messages will come through for someone on a Saturday. Or you'll watch this reading on a Saturday tomorrow. So this could be, you know, it's kind of like a weekend energy if you think about it. It's the daily vibe, but it's also weekend energy. Sunday could be significant as well. So maybe someone's going to see this on Saturday and make changes on a Sunday. You know, try to. Little changes, baby steps, something like that. You know, like for example, with this diet that I'm on, I'm not going to say diet, whatever, lifestyle, with the changes I'm making, I get bored a lot because I don't drink alcohol because it breaks down to carbohydrates and sugar and all that. But even if it is a low carb, no carb liquor, your body stops burning fat and whatever when you drink, because now it's going to transition into removing the alcohol from your system. Your liver kicks into overdrive basically. But I'm not saying I'll never drink again. It's just I'm 1,000% fucking sober right now to say I'm not even having a beer, nothing. And where was I going with that? Maybe somebody wants to do that. They want to try it. Oh, but I get bored. I get bored. So that's, I've been trying to do new things, little things. Like it's not, they're minor changes, but it adds up in the end, you know? That's how you change your routine around. It's like, okay, I do this, this, and this, and this. All right, well, instead of doing this, I'm going to do something else. So it's like this, something else. This, something else. Like, you know what I mean? So it's making positive changes so that you can, I don't know, live a different life, live a better life, a more fulfilled life. That's kind of what that feels like. And I'm not just talking about me, it's examples on what I do to give you advice if you're feeling a little stuck and bored. Like I do the same thing every day, you know? Like last night I decided to test out, like draw out a tattoo that I want. I've been thinking about getting it. So it's the Eye of Ra over here. It's a little faded because I was sweating, it was hot as shit. But this is the general idea of what I want, because when I put you can't really see it, but when I put them together, both eyes look at me. And I was like, oh, that will look really cool right there. So I was just testing it out. But that basically took me an hour and a half to do, you know? And it was fun. Also painted my toenails. Not like it mattered, but it's stuff like that. Dance. Just enjoy the moment. That's what I'm talking about. It's those little things that help you smile and enjoy the moment. Even if you're bored, even if you're alone, even if it's such a small change, like, okay, say for example, you always sit out on the front fucking steps or a back porch or a back steps or wherever the hell it is. Like, instead of doing that, maybe get a lawn chair and go sit out on the lawn, or go down to a lake or a beach, or, you know, whatever, like sit somewhere else. It might be, might sound like it's just dumb. Like, does it really fucking matter where I sit? It does. It's a change of scenery. You might see something different. You might feel something different. You might, I don't know, it might be more enjoyable because it's not the same old. Play games and stuff too. Something to do with games, like, I don't know if they're board games or horseshoes, cornhole, badminton, you know, like summertime fun, basketball. Okay, I just heard, think back to when you were a kid and what you enjoyed doing. You know, did you play baseball, football, basketball, dodgeball, whatever? Maybe do that with your kids, or get a group of people together and do it, or just one-on-one, or just with one friend. I mean, if you can't really fully play basketball or something like that, play the game of pig or horse or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like, think of, there's different games. I'm not getting into them all, but it's something like that. because I almost feel like there's someone here who does have fun doing that stuff, and if they're in the middle of it, like if someone's like, hey, let's go do this, they'll enjoy it, but they won't do it on their own. It's like they need somebody else to hold their fucking hand to have a good time. And this is Spirit's way of saying you can have fun all on your own. You don't have to have people around for that. It's always nice, but it's not necessary. So just live a little. Live and let live. Live and let live. Just learn to dance in the rain. This is reminding me of a time when my kids were really little, like toddler age and stuff, and it was pouring rain outside, and I was like, most of the time it was like it's too much of a pain in the ass to get muddy and dirty and then have to clean it up and whatever, because I was so OCD at that point. It's not even funny, but I was like, you know what, they're gonna remember this is gonna be fun. So I was like, do you want to go dance in the rain? You want to play in the mud puddles? And the kids were like, yeah. So they ran outside, and I ran out with them, and we splashed around and danced, and their father wouldn't come out. Like, I literally had to drag his ass out of the house, and he just kind of stood there like he didn't know what to do, because he probably didn't. And it was just watching us have a good time. And it's like, why watch? Be part of it, you know? Past lives. There could be a past life connection between you and someone. And I don't know, I almost feel like fun and free and rigid as fuck. So we got the tree that goes with the flow, and we got the building that's like, and someone needs to unclench. Someone needs to unclench is what it feels like. And just enjoy. Just because you're an adult, just because time has passed, it doesn't mean that you can't have a good time, you know? You can still take care of your responsibilities and work and have a good time. Make the best of all the minutes, you know what I mean? All the seconds, all the minutes, all the hours in a day. Make the best of them. Transparency. A need for honesty. Someone needs to open up because they haven't expressed themselves, but they've been just kind of hiding in plain sight. I don't know. Someone feels invisible. Like, I don't know if that's just how they perceive themselves. They probably do. There's someone here who's like, I'm just vapor. I'm just a ghost. Like, I feel invisible even though I'm sitting right out in the open. I'm right here, but no one sees me. No one cares. Like, someone feels that way. So they got some pent-up emotions. You know, if certain people don't care if you're around and they treat you like a ghost, let them, because there's other people who see you. They see you sitting there, you know? It's all about divine timing. Bridge the gap between you and another person. That's what that feels like to me. So there could be a change coming up in the situation between you and someone, because they don't want to. I don't know. I want to have more fun is what I just heard. I want to have more fun. It's like, I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. Someone's reflecting on stuff, on how they feel and their past. Like, I used to laugh. I used to do this. It's almost like when you look back on photos, even if it's not with friends or if it is, and you just look at yourself, like your own face, and you go, look how fucking happy I was. Like, that was a real smile. I was enjoying the moment. I was having such a good time. And then photos of that person now, or you're not really smiling. You're just kind of like fake it till you make it kind of thing. Someone's realizing, like, okay, well, what went wrong here? Where did this unhappiness stem from? And that's kind of where the reflection's coming in. Like, all right, well, it happened when this person hurt me, cheated, lied, when we broke up, when so-and-so passed away, when this traumatic event happened. That's when the light just got snuffed out. So someone's soul searching and going within and seeing, like, they're actually seeing when this started. And that is a pivotal moment when you see that, because that's when you can fix it. Like, okay, this is when everything went south. How am I going to heal from this? How am I going to work through this now so that I can get back to dancing in the fucking rain, or, you know, whatever. That's just an example. It's being fun and free, and enjoying the moment, no matter how shitty it is. Because if you think about it, you go, oh, it's raining outside, I can't go outside, well, this is no fun. But if you just live in the moment and make the best of a crap situation, you can still have a good time. Yeah, somebody wants to communicate. There's someone here who might be reflecting on past communication between the two of you, because they're receiving news, they're receiving information, and I feel like they want to say something. It is about divine timing. They want to fix something, they want to balance things out. They're realizing that whatever this communication was between the two of you, it was not reciprocated. Like, it wasn't balanced at all. It was very one-sided. Like, maybe you were very expressive, or you always reached out to this person, and they're realizing that they didn't do jack shit, that they were just kind of like floating through life, you know? And you probably saw right through them, like, okay, well, I understand that you're going through a lot, but I don't know. It's almost like when you try to lift someone up and they dead weight your ass, basically. And it's like, okay, well, this is too heavy. Your burdens and problems are weighing on me too much. So I'm just done talking about this. You haven't talked to this person in a while. That's what it feels like. Yeah, this person could have they didn't make time for you. It wasn't balanced. They were controlling the situation. And I feel like they were very financially focused, so they could have been just working on their finances and being a busy bee at work. You know what I mean? Like workaholic type energy. Or that's what they were telling you, even if that's not what they were doing. I just heard I needed a break because your energy is too intense. So if we're talking about Mopey Joe over here, who's just whatevering, sitting in their sorrows and whatever, even if they're not boo-hooing, it's just, I don't know, it's an air. It's their energy. Your energy is bubbly. Like, I feel like you're like a child inside. You're in touch with your inner child. So you're very loving, caring, like, ooh, free as a bird, you know, just dance it out. Like, let's go, you know? And this person doesn't do that. And it's like, wow. So if you go from someone that's just like Eeyore, you know, someone who acts like Eeyore, to someone who's like fucking Tigger, or all the other characters combined, where it's like, whoa, no, because Tigger's pretty all over the place. And I'm not saying you have ADHD or anything like that. Some of you could deal with that, or this person does, someone does. But this feels more like just like, oh, let's go do this. Like, fly by the seat of your pants, because it's like, oh, this will be fun. Oh, let's talk about this. Oh, let's do this. And this person's like, oh, I guess so. Or they just don't want to. Like, I don't know, I feel like I want to try, but this person just doesn't know how to have fun. Whoever they are, they don't know how to have fun. And your energy was way too intense for them, because you just, it's like you're just buckets and buckets and boatloads of fun and happiness, and they love that energy because it raises their vibration. It makes them want to have a good time. It makes them laugh and smile. But it can be too much for them because they don't truly feel that. Do you know what I mean? It's something like that. It's like, I want to. I wish I could be that free. I wish I could have fun like that. I wish. Well, get off your ass and start fucking making shit happen. That's what that feels like to me. Just saying. Just saying. Grab that spoon, you know, for your ice cream. And if you're not eating ice cream or sugar or anything like that, it's just like the analogy of, you got the spoon, now scoop up life, you know? Scoop up what you love. What you love, who you love, oh hell yeah. Blossoming abundance, because that's when this beautiful shit will come in. Door to spirit. Spirit saying, get off your rear end and make shit happen for yourself. Yeah. Go get this happy family. You know, you want a happy family, a happy life, happy whatever. You want to enjoy the moment. Start enjoying it today, you know? Because what if tomorrow doesn't come? So it's like, be happy right now. Force yourself to be happy. And I know it's easier said than done, but there are things that we can do within our life that do bring us joy. Sit in that stuff. You know, do that stuff. Because then it will become second nature. It's like retraining your brain, basically. So if you're kind of pessimistic, you're very negative, every time it's like positive affirmations and stuff. And I had my daughter do this for a while because I did it. And it does work. It takes time. There's no like quick overnight fix for anything, especially if you've been sitting in the doldrums for a long time. You know what I mean? But you have to be what you want. You have to think that way and act that way in order to bring it towards you. It's like the law of attraction. So for example, you got this negative thought in your head. It's like, oh, well, I'm ugly. We'll just use that as an example. The second that thought comes in your head, you recognize it and go, I'm not ugly. Even if you still feel that way, tell yourself, you're not ugly. You know, your hair is beautiful. Find the things that you love about yourself, because even if we find all the flaws, there are still things we love about ourselves. Focus on those, and before you know it, there's going to be so much more that you love about yourself, and then you're going to love your entire self. Because, for example, I battled with an eating disorder when I was a teenager. From the time I was a kid up, I was like, I feared getting fat. Like, I can't be fat, because I was a chunky monk. I'm just saying I was a fat kid, you know. I got made fun of, and I got made fun of at school, at home. It was horrible. I had no escape. And I had no escape from myself either, because it's like people picking on me everywhere, and I would pick on myself. And of course, with the eating disorder and stuff, I lost weight, got all this praise, but then I developed a fear of gaining weight. Like, I don't know, it's like it would ruin my life. It would wreck my world. And when I gained a bunch of weight after I got pregnant, I was in a bad place. I was not fucking happy about that. But I forced myself to lose weight in a positive way, like healthy. Like, I didn't starve myself and whatever. You know, it's been an ebb and flow, but now that I truly do love myself, and this is really how I know. I mean, I know in many other forms, but like there's other ways that I know that I love myself. I'm just happy overall. I make the best of everything. Is that I had heard Spirit had said to me, you gained weight for a reason. And I didn't know what that reason was. And I think I know what it is now. And it's to prove just how strong I am and that I have overcome things. Because, you know, when you deal with an addiction and all that crap, you lose a bunch of weight because you don't really eat and whatever. And then when you get clean, you get fat. It just, I'm healthier than I want to be, was what I tell people. And that is the truth. Like, this isn't my goal form, but I'm still happy with myself. I actually won't go and hide my jelly rolls, you know, like I'll wear just whatever shirt I need. And I dress for my body type, you know what I mean? So it's I'm not like showing off flab and stuff, but you know what I'm saying. But anyways, it doesn't matter what I wear. I never would have done that before. I would have hid away and been like no one could see me, like, oh my god, and I would have just beat myself up over it. But you know what? I don't fucking care, because I love myself. I love my body, and I know that in due time, with the changes that I'm making, it will melt off. And Spirit even told me that, so I'm not worried about that. And it's weird, because when I heard you gained weight for a reason, I was thinking, because I heard it had something to do with love. And in my mind at the time, I was thinking like, oh, because maybe it's someone who will see my inner beauty, not my outer beauty, because if they can love me when I'm fat, they'll love me when I'm skinny, kind of thing. And, you know, that could be true too, but it was self-love. It was about love, but it was about me loving myself in no matter what form I take, you know what I mean? If I'm thin, fat, this, that, you know, tan, not tan, you know what I mean? It's just loving the skin you're in. And I hated the skin I was in for many, many years. And that's how I know I have truly healed, because seriously, that was really difficult. And for anyone who wants to sit there and be like, I don't like the fact that you talk about yourself, these are examples to help some of you, because some of you deal with that shit, you know? And life is so much more than sitting there wallowing in self-pity and going, well, I wish I looked like so-and-so, or looking in those stupid magazines, which I don't think people do anymore, or online seeing these supermodels. And it's like, first of all, Photoshop is the real thing, and it makes people not look like what they really look like. So you know, take all that with a grain of salt and focus on yourself. Just love the body you're in. Take care of your vessel as well. We have the Hangman. Someone seeing things very differently. It's changing your perspective. Someone needs to see things very differently. I feel like a lot of you who have done the healing work, you are seeing things differently. You're seeing the beauty in life. It's like, I might just be, it might look like I'm just hanging out here, just doing tricks, doing whatever, but this person's actually seeing there's a change of perspective. It's like, this doesn't look that comfortable. It's like you shouldn't hang out there that long kind of thing. But this person's like, well, you know, this is fun. This is amazing. This is beautiful. I'm going to enjoy this moment because I won't get this moment back. I won't get this time back. I won't get whatever you're doing. You won't get it back, so enjoy it. Don't waste it. Don't waste those seconds and minutes and whatever on sitting in a sense of sadness and shit. Door to Spirit, please. I feel like this is a very inspirational reading for some reason. I did some other readings last night, and yeah, well, there's clarity. Spirit is talking to you. Spirit's sending signs. There's the clarity that somebody needs. I just heard we're right here with you. We're always with you. Even if you can't see us, even if you can't hear us, we're right here. Because it's more than one spirit, and it's not just your guides and ancestors. This is the message for someone specific who needs to get out of the doldrums. And it's like, there's three people, three main figures. There used to be just two, but now there's three main figures for someone specific who is around that person, around you, whoever, and they're trying to guide someone out of this energy. And we're right here. Oh, didn't I write that down? We're right here. Yeah, I won't let this opportunity go, which is kind of living in the moment like I was talking about. I wanted to walk away from this, but I can't. So there's someone who wanted to walk away from you, a situation or something, but they're always drawn back, whether it's you or them. It's bent, not broken, so it can be fixed. You know, I'm sorry goes a long way, especially if you mean it and if you prove it and you show it, depending on what the offense was. And then, wow, my heart is pounding right now, so someone might get a little nervous over this. Do you feel me? This is where it was. Do you feel me? I'm right here. I never left. I'm right here. I never left. So some of you could be sending your energy someone's way to lift them up, but this feels like Spirit saying, I'm right here. I never left. I'm going to cry. My physical vessel might not be here. You might not be able to look me in the eye anymore. You might not be able to give me that hug or, play a game, like go play basketball. You might not be able to do that anymore, but I'm still here. I'm here for you. Remember the good times. Oh, shit. Remember the good times. Don't focus on the bad. Someone needs to focus more on the happy times. Remember when the family, like happy family. Remember the good times, because someone's family situation, especially if a parent passed away, their family, there could have been some family discord, some issues, and the way that they remember their family ties with that person who passed wasn't always pleasant. So there could be like a father who ruled the house with an iron fist type energy, like tough love mentality, not very affectionate. Those are some things that this person or you might remember. It's okay to remember that, but don't live like that. Don't lead like that person wasn't leading by example. Like, please don't take a page out of that part of my book. You know what I mean? Like, be more free, be more loving, be fucking happy. And remember the good times, because there are good times, Remember the times that, you your father or mother or your parent, whoever it is that passed away, remember the times that you guys were all laughing, joking around. Remember, I don't know, there's something significant about being outside for some reason. I don't know if it has to do with, I don't know, it feels like family events, like a family reunion or something. Remember the good times, like joking around outside? Joking around, like laughing and joking and being outside is very significant with this man. It's a man. There was always something to do. Remember times like that with this person or these people. Yeah, don't sit in this. Don't sit in the sadness. Because all you're doing is holding yourself back, because spirit is free. I just heard, take my hand and follow me. I have like a movie scene in my head all of a sudden where it's like a girl like going, take my hand, come here. And she grabs the guy's hand, doesn't matter, male, female, whatever. But that's what I'm seeing in my head. And you're like pulling this guy along, laughing and like looking back and laughing and like making somebody have fun. But you're not really forcing it because they are having fun. It's just you initiated it. So that could be the type of person you are, or someone around you's that way. Like, take their hand and let them lead you into this sense of happiness and fulfillment. Take their hand. Yeah, this is very, very intuitive. You know that you need to apologize for causing some type of heartbreak and pain. There's a painful situation. I just heard you don't need to apologize for feeling shitty, for being sad, for having a broken heart. You don't need to apologize for how you truly feel. You don't. But if you hurt someone in the process, that's what you should apologize for, or that's what this person should apologize for. It's not, your feelings are valid. So if you're sad, mad, hurt, whatever it is, if you've got all that in there, your feelings matter. It's okay to feel that pain. It's not okay to sit in it, though. And it's not okay to hurt other people because you're in that pain. You know? Don't bring somebody else down just because you're feeling low. Let them raise you up. Let them help you raise your own vibration, you know? Yeah, someone's very stressed. They could be stressed about love. There could be some relationship issues in here because they had family issues and potentially issues within a relationship. Yeah, somebody's doing a lot of thinking, and that's probably why there was this long wait here. But I feel like, I don't know. I really feel like I could be happy with you is what I just heard. So there's someone who they're seeing things differently when it pertains to another person. Yeah, they are. Okay. Yes, this person's seeing things differently. The name Dan is significant for some reason, so I don't know if it's your name. You have a friend named Dan. Whoever you're dealing with name is Dan. There's Lieutenant Dan. Oh, like, well, there really could be somebody just, like, that you know with the name Dan, but regardless of Dan, Lieutenant Dan, you think about it, he was in Vietnam, and he was, like, didn't he lead the platoon and all that shit? Like, I think he was, I don't know, he played an integral part in it, and then he got his legs blown off, and so he came back, and he was a grumpy, grouchy, mean man because he was upset that he didn't, like, you know, that happened, which, I mean, rightfully so, because that's devastating. I'm just gonna say, like, that changes your life completely, and there are some people that wallow in the self-pity of it, and then there are some that decide to change their life around and have a positive disposition and help other people, like, get through the difficulties of that. So if you're dealing with PTSD or anything like that, you know, sometimes just talking to someone else who deals with it, who's been through similar things, can, like, if you see that you're helping them when you talk to them about your experiences, it can really lighten the load on yourself as well. So through helping other people, you can help yourself. But like he came back and he was all grumpy and all that shit, and then they got the shrimping boat, and of course Forrest Gump is just blissfully unaware of everything, so he's always fucking happy. Even though Jenny screws him over 10 ways till Sunday and almost gives him AIDS. Like, what a bitch, you know? Yeah, I like that movie though. But anyways, so Forrest Gump's always like, oh yeah, this is wonderful, like just enjoying the moment. So maybe some of you are Gump and you're dealing with Lieutenant Dan. And Lieutenant Dan gets so pissy, you know, but when they're on the boat and they're just enjoying each other's company and whatever, he starts lightening up. Because how can you not when you're around someone who's that bubbly and nice and fun and free? And yeah, because one of you is yes, 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 and the other one's like, yeah, nah, I don't know. You're like, yes, we're doing this. And this person's like, okay, nah, maybe not. I don't know. This one's indecisive. It's gray, too. It's like, I don't know what the fuck to do here. I just heard you want to date your hand forever. So someone might, kind of lonely in the whole, like, you know, pleasuring yourself department, I guess. I miss you, do you? So this person misses you or you miss them. I need time for me. This person definitely needs fucking time for themselves. But I feel like they also need to not be 1,000% alone. You know what I mean? Like, you can have responsibility time, family time, you time, time with friends. You know, you gotta balance it out. If it's just all hermit mode, that's when some depression and shit can set in. You are my everything. This person thinks about you a lot. Maybe even with their dickus in their hand, you know what I'm saying? Because I literally heard, why don't you marry your hand? So that's coming from spirit. There's someone that's telling a dude that, like, you know, you want to die alone? There you go. You want to be alone forever? That's, what is it? Sally and her 5 friends or some shit like that. I can't remember what that saying is. What's up with this? I need more time. I need more time for myself. King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah, somebody works a lot. I need time for me. There's something that someone wants to do. It could be a creative project, or it's like this idea, like a side hustle, or they want to work for themselves, no matter what their sun sign is. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just taking time for myself to figure things out, because they want to make a lot of changes in their life. But they're holding back on having fun because of work. Someone's holding back on having a good time because of work. That's really what it feels like. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you in this one. And then, yeah. I don't know what's next. I have no clue what's next. Just go with the flow. Dance it out. It's reminding me of Grey's Anatomy, because, like, Meredith Grey, she always says she's dark and twisty inside, and she kind of was. She was kind of a fucked up character if you think about it, with, like, her personal life. And because she had, like, a mother that was, like, she could never do, like, she was never good enough. She always had to be the best. And even though her mother knew that she was talented, it was due to envy. Like, her own mother was envious because she knew her daughter was going to surpass her, and that's kind of what it was. But regardless of all that crap and all the ins and outs of that show, the dark and twistiness, whenever something bad would happen, like they'd be in their feels, her and Christina, which was her best friend, would be like, all right, we gotta dance it out. They turn on the music and they just start dancing, and it gets all that energy out. So maybe that's where learning how to dance is coming in too. So if you're feeling all dark and twisty inside, put on that music and get down with your bad self. You know what I'm saying? Feel the music. I really think that's going to be a cool tattoo. Anyways, I love you guys. Peace.